FTT tokens rather than having one-to-one
They're saying
back.
the proof of reserve
Number 3,
does not even
FTX
exist.
illegally use their funds. When I said illegally,
This
it's
shit
because
crazy.
they use customer funds, user funds.
Listen.
But instead of explaining it, I just said illegally used user funds to convert to fiat and pay for advertising and political donations. Next one.
Yeah.
FTT
Yeah.
token, quote-unquote, utility was used to finance their reckless spending. Collateral. FTX, next one. FTX was used to cover for significant losses at Alameda. So Alameda essentially used FTX as a piggy bank, which we all know. Now, next one. Alameda was leveraging from day dot. So they've been doing this for a long time. Next one. SBF, so Sam's attempt to buy out Voyager and BlockFi was not him being a hero, but is him, I didn't write that in the tweet, but I'm just kind of adding to it, was because they were going to sell their FTT tokens, bankruptcy proceedings, collapse the value of FTT, and cause FTX to collapse from leverage because they use this collateral. And next one, the last one is your circle jerk, which is 3 Arrows, Voyager, and Alameda over-leveraged with bullshit collateral that was rehypothecated across all 3 balance sheets, collapsing Luna. And I put in brackets, too complex to break down. You have to listen to this shit. So that's what I have so far, man. Is there more shit?
And there's probably only one thing left there, and that's the fiat on ramp that everybody's using.
The Silvergate one, yeah?
Yeah, which boils down to Silvergate. Now Silvergate holds the deposits, right, for the actual cash, and that's probably a big thing. Now they're a public company. Right. They have been releasing statements saying they only had 10% exposure on their $11 billion balance sheet, which is around about $1.1 billion.
Alex, just quickly. Alex, can you do this Silvergate one? Can you try to break it down and do a quick summary of it?
Yeah, I'll try to take that on.
All right. So Alex will write this one out. So let's go again. So Silvergate was a publicly listed bank, and they provide on-ramp and off-ramp for multiple exchanges. Not only they do it for Crypto.com, for FTX, for who else? Just a few
Kraken, Gemini, Qboy, and they did it for Binance, but Binance left them maybe around about 12 months ago. Okay. So they pretty much do it for everybody, right? Any big player. Now, the problem here is this is the fiat on off-ramp. Now, they've done about $1 trillion in the past 12 months worth of payment processing, right? So they've processed $1 trillion worth of money coming in and coming out of crypto digital asset exchanges. Now, the problem I have here is they said they only had 10% exposure on their $11 billion asset balance sheet. Okay, they released this in a 10K. Anybody can go look it up. It's on the SEC website, right? They're a bank. They have to obviously provide this information. Now, they only have to hold 10%, right, of an equity to reserve ratio, right, a collateral ratio of 10%. Okay, now the issue here, right, is if they're only holding 10% of their $11 billion balance sheet, they're holding $1.1 billion, right, yet they're servicing every exchange. So the issue here now is how much money was pulled out that was rehypothecated through FTT, etc., and sold. How much was pulled out through the fiat off-ramp, and how much is actually there to be able to support a full bank run, for example, right, on the off-ramp of every exchange. If everybody wanted to withdraw their money, there would not be, right, enough USD there to support what's actually happened here. And that's the final kind of straw, which I think is a big issue there. And that's something that nobody's really talked about. And I think that's something that people should dig a bit further into, is the actual traditional finance off-ramp fiat ability that Silvergate has to service all of these industry clients that it's taken money from.
This is probably the biggest one, in my opinion.
By far. And they're the biggest one to be able to...
So, Sam, Alex, are you writing this one down?
Yeah, I'm about to send it over to you.
Bro, I'll tell you the reason I wanted you to write it down. I escaped, went to pee and came back. I'm being open, I'm being honest. All right, so let's go through this again. I appreciate you writing this down, Alex. I'm probably going to do this a tweet or a separate tweet. So, can you go through the exchanges that are currently using, I'll write them down for you, Alex, the exchanges that are currently using Silvergate.
Yeah, so it's called, and you guys can Google this yourself, anybody listening, right? If you guys Google Silvergate, S-E-N.
Listen, figure it out on your
now,
own.
I'm just going off of what's listed
I'm
on their
leave some
website.
in there
They
just to see what
Gemini,
happens so I can show y'all.
Kraken, which I'm going to put my hand up here and say Kraken's the best exchange.
But I'm
Always
getting
has
out of
been.
a lot of positions
Right? Kraken
ASAP.
actually has showed proof of refunds and Merkle Tree through HashMap
Till I see
for
what's
probably,
going on.
I would say, the past 7 years. So they're doing what everybody should have been doing from day dot. Kraken's probably the only exchange Kraken and Binance are the only two exchanges I don't find that smell fishy with my experience. But Kraken's another one. You've got FTX. You had Binance up until last year. You've got Qboy.
Sorry.
I have to break into the breaking news that we're having here from the breaking news with some more breaking news.
Breaking news.
So just quickly, Top Boy, just to give you a heads up. So chat has the authority in the space to jump in whenever there's breaking news. So we'll get back to this. Yeah, appreciate it. So it gives you time, Alex, to write the tweet.
Two pieces. The first one's not as big, and so that's why I didn't mention it for 13 minutes. But I'll mention it now since it's a quick break. Monex Group, which is a big financial group out of Japan, says that they're safeguarding their crypto-related customer assets by their group companies through strict segregation of customer assets. Now, the next piece that just dropped from Huobi. Speaking of Huobi, Huobi says they have their unit has a balance of approximately $18.1 million of cryptocurrencies deposited into the cryptocurrency exchange FTX. They said as FTX group entities file for bankruptcy protection in the United States, the cryptocurrency assets may not ever be able to be resolved.
Oh, shit!
Will continue to take all appropriate steps
taking losses left and right
to withdraw cryptocurrency assets as soon as possible. Huobi's board is of the view that the incident currently does not affect normal business operations of the group. And this is because they've reached an agreement with controlling shareholder to make available to the group an additional unsecured facility of up to $14 million. However, and this is critical, Huobi says that they anticipate financial performance of the group might be materially and adversely affected if the incident is not resolved.
Okay, the incident currently does not impact everyday business operations, as they secured a loan or a pool of funds or what?
Correct. They secured from a controlling shareholder an unsecured loan of up to $14 million.
To 14. Okay. Hold on 2 seconds, bro. Hold on. Of up to $14 million. However, check. Can you do the fucking tweet? I wrote some of it. Can you do the tweet? Because I want to get back to
There's so much coming in.
Yes, just send a word to me what you got.
I think
I wrote you what I got. If you could do it and tweet it, that would be great. In the meantime, Alex, you had a question for Top Boy?
Yeah, so Top Boy, if, you're saying that, Silverton...
I got a video coming up.
Or Silvergate, would only have to have 1.1 billion
this is the second
of assets
one, but
on
then I got
based on the 10% collateral
I'm
ratio
you guys moving my money into crypto.com
I know
wallet.
FTX, we saw...
And I'm going to cash out my rewards and see what we get.
Withdrawn from there. So, how did that alone...
Probably leave like 500 in just for this keep trading and selling to see if it stops us or not.
That balance sheet by basically pulling funds back into it. I guess
fucking hit after hit after hit right now.
Mark. We've seen more than that fleet exchanges.
Yeah,
billions.
Especially
where are they?
Yeah, they currently have 11.2 billion on their balance sheet. So
they're talking about losing billions and billions.
But as to what I'm saying is that 11.2 billion on the balance sheet includes a bunch of other things, right? Which includes loans and a bunch of other things. Now, you've got to remember, too, a lot of people that pulled their money off the exchange didn't do a fiat off-ramp. A lot of people were just pulling their money out into cold storage, for example.
Put my shit in cold storage and just wait a minute.
Taking their cryptocurrency back off the exchange.
It's scary out here. This shit exciting. Like I said, if you know how to trade, you can get some money right now.
Because you also got to remember that a lot of people that pull this, right? If you pull USD, all of a sudden you've got to pay taxes, right? So this is a big issue here, right? And this is probably the only thing that's probably held this whole situation up, is a lot of people don't want to recognize the taxes and the capital gains taxes that they have to pay if they actually take
The
it
last
into their
video,
bank
30
account.
minutes,
So a
and
lot
it
of them
stayed
just
like
pull the
into
crypto
10
back off
minutes.
into
It
cold
was
storage.
taking forever to load
Which is
up.
the same
Do we
with
There's
know
a
the
lot of
number
shit coming in.
do we know
I'm
like
gonna
the
record the audio
percentage,
tonight.
off ramp to crypto?
I got something
would that
to
be
go over
possible
it.
even? Like, could we look on chain at?
No,
Y'all
it
ain't gotta
wouldn't be
just stare
possible.
at
But
me
what you
listening
can
to
see
this
on
and
chain is you
reacting,
can see the
but
crypto
damn!
movement, and
This
majority
shit
of
for
it, I would
real.
say, has been crypto movement. Personally, from what I'm seeing.
So Alex, you'll able to update
All right.
the
Let me get
thread
into
so
my
I can go
account
through and tweet it.
move some shit around for y'all.
And just
so
add
guys
it. You can
see
make it
what's
into a
going on.
thread, Alex. Add the bits and pieces. Add the names of the exchanges. But information, make a more comprehensive trace as the theory heats up. But she said this, quote, "I've been telling my co-workers about this since April, and the smile on my face when this space came up, when this came out on Spaces, was as wide as it can go." So in other words, man, what you're doing right now and actually bringing light to this is encouraging others that know more about it to come up, share more information, share more facts. So bro, hats off to you, man. You've done.
Yeah, man. Cheers, man. I appreciate it because, like I said, right, this definitely puts me at jeopardy as well. You know, like the internet's a wild place, and I'm sure someone will figure out who I am. I'm sure this will have repercussions on me at some stage. But you know, from somebody that's lost a lot of money in this space, people are less experienced than me in this space. I think they deserve to understand what actually happens behind the scenes. You know, it's not all rosy. It's not all fucking what everybody thinks.
And to give you peace of mind as well, bro. Like we're getting, obviously we're on a different scale because we've been doing this for like 20 hours or so, but we're getting a lot of messages that are not as nice and a lot of pressure to stop doing what they're doing, what we're doing. And I'm not worried. I'll tell you why you shouldn't be worried. People that have done this for other companies that ended up, going bust, and FTX Alameda's already there. There was, they became heroes instead of facing risk. So you're past the stage of worrying because the people that you could be worried from, they fucked. They don't exist. The fucking founder has been arrested. So you're chill, man. I'll give Robin Sirius the mic to ask questions.
Lies,
Rob, go ahead, bro.
Murder, sex,
I'll toss it over to Sirius. I believe they've been waiting on
billions of dollars moving around, getting lost.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for inviting me, Mario and Alex. I have two questions for Top Boy. Top Boy, do you have any information or do you know anything about this sushi swap saga related to Sam? And the second question is, this is related to the whole bull market. Do you think that Alameda Research has anything to do with some high leverage in the period between April? This is I'm mentioning because yesterday one person was sharing a story about the spoofing the market and bringing the price up to 69,000. That is the one point. The second point is
we'll get it. We'll go point by point if you don't mind, man. So I'll let Top Boy go through this. In the meantime, Chet, I'm getting more and more reports about. I'm in a big whale group and I'm getting reports there about withdrawals stopping on crypto.com. Again, we've been getting those reports for a long time and we haven't been able to verify them yet. So again, anyone that has money on crypto.com or any exchange you've got worries about whether they're halting withdrawals or not doesn't really matter.
I got money on there.
Your money should be
it let me buy and sell.
And we've had some of the biggest names in the space. I
took most of it out and I put it
the fucking
like in my fiat.
Founder and CEO of Kraken said to you,
I'm gonna leave some in there just to show y'all what happens.
Be safe until the dust settles.
It's not safe to leave it in there, I know. I'm gonna leave it in there just so we can keep seeing if it lets us buy or sell or when they're gonna
put your funds in a cold wallet.
Fuck us, basically.
We don't have proof that they've halted withdrawals. But
my withdrawals ain't been halted yet.
A concern that we have. But I'll let Top Boy answer the question.
I moved $400, $500 out today.
Finish the question.
Yeah, of course. I know you have two questions, so just do the first one.
I sold some of my
I asked him about if he has any information about the sushi saga from 2020. And the second question is related to the trading leverage of Alameda Research and the point in time April 2021, and then the second drop to $30,000 of Bitcoin, and then the second drop to 20 because I'm a crypto researcher and I can connect the dots and all the information can.
Elon was on here earlier. Everybody's coming on here.
What's going on because I think that
these big chains to get on here and say something like,
so
"What's
much?"
up?" You know, speak
and
up or not.
The second drop, they was holding the 30,000, and then somebody did something, and that is the collapse of
there we blamed on a rogue dev or something. Say somebody had a back door.
Top boy, I'll let you answer that question.
Like I say, you don't accidentally send $1 billion or lose $1 billion.
You're muted, bro. Having your drink. By the way, I'm trying to bring speakers up. I'm trying to bring a journalist from Cointelegraph up.
Unless you're Kanye and they're hating on you.
But guys, it's glitching a bit. So if it doesn't work, just request it.